Here's a strange question. What if all the broken stuff in the world is supposed to be there? Not as a mistake, as the design. In the year 1570, in a small town in the hills above the Sea of Galilee, a rabbi started telling his students a story. His name was Isaac Luria. He was 36 years old. He had moved to this little town only a year before from Egypt, where he had spent the last 7 years of his life living almost completely alone on an island in the Nile, reading mystical books and praying. People who knew him said he came back from those 7 years different, quiet, strange. He could look at a person and tell you what their soul had done in a past life. Or so they said. He arrived in this hill town with no fanfare. Within months, the most respected scholars in the area had become his students. They walked behind him through the fields on Sabbath afternoons, and they listened. He would be dead in 2 years. He wrote almost nothing down. He said the things he was teaching were too big for writing. Everything we know about him today, one of his students, a man named Chaim Vital, wrote down later, mostly from memory, over the 48 years that followed. So what he taught in those 2 short years comes to us through that one student. And it broke every rule of the religion Luria was teaching inside of. Listen to the story he told. It goes like this. Before there was a world, before there was anything at all, there was God, only God, everywhere. Now stop and feel how strange that is. If God is everywhere, then where do you put a world? There's no room for one. The whole place is already full of God. So how do you make a world at all? This is the question Luria starts with. And his answer broke people's brains. He said God pulled back, stepped aside, made a tiny empty space inside himself, so something else could exist. In a religion whose whole story up to that point had been God creates the world by speaking, by overflowing, by giving. Luria said no. The first act was a withdrawal. The first thing God did to make a world was to make a place where God wasn't. Picture that empty space. It's tiny. It's like a single drop of dark in the middle of an ocean of light. And into that little dark space, God starts pouring his own light, pouring it slowly, carefully, because the light is strong and it has to go into something that can hold it. Think of the holders like wine glasses, each one built to catch one bright glow. The first few glasses hold. They're the ones closest to where the light started, built thicker, sturdier, used to the source. They drink the light in and they shine. Then the light moves down to the next set, and the next, and the further down it goes, the more the glasses have to handle on their own. They're farther from the source. They've never been tested. The light gets too strong, and the glasses shatter, shards everywhere. Pieces of broken glass falling down into what would, much later, become the world. And here is the part that broke every story Luria's neighbors believed. Nothing did anything wrong. Nobody sinned. Nobody disobeyed. No Adam, no Eve, no snake, no fruit. The glasses just couldn't hold what they were asked to hold. They broke because they were asked too much. So the world starts broken. Not because anyone ruined it, because that is just how it got made. And those broken pieces, with little flecks of God's light still glowing inside them, are everywhere. Inside rocks, inside trees, inside animals, inside every person who would ever live, including you. Right now, inside the ordinary stuff of your life, Luria said, there are sparks of the divine, trapped in shells of broken matter, waiting. And the whole point of being a human is to find them, not to worship God, not to escape the world, to go into the world, pay attention, and free what is buried in it. How do you do that? Luria's answer was almost embarrassingly small. By doing ordinary things with your full attention. Pray with attention. Eat with attention. Be kind with attention. The drop of light inside a thing comes loose when a human being meets it with their whole self. That's the work. That is what you are here for. Every meal, every conversation, every quiet moment. A chance to release one tiny piece of God from the wreckage of a world that was broken before you got here. That's the picture. Hold it, because we're about to jump. Now jump 350 years. New country, different language, completely different person. A strange Austrian thinker named Rudolf Steiner. The year is around 1910. He's standing in front of packed rooms across Europe, and he is also telling people the world is built broken, but for completely different reasons. He did not read Luria. He did not have to. He got there from somewhere else. Steiner spent his 20s working in an archive in the German town of Weimar, going through the unpublished scientific notebooks of the poet Goethe. Almost nobody was reading those notebooks at the time. Goethe was famous as a poet. Almost nobody knew he had also spent decades quietly developing a strange way of looking at nature, a way that didn't measure things and break them down into parts, a way that looked for the form underneath the parts. The single shape an oak tree keeps rehearsing every time it grows a leaf, a petal, a seed. Steiner came out of those archives carrying that habit of looking. And 20 years later, he turned it on a different subject. He turned it on you. His starting question wasn't the universe. It was you. How many bodies do you have? You'd probably say 1. Steiner said 4. And he was completely serious. Let me walk you through them, one at a time. Because his first move is the strangest, and you have to feel how strange it is to follow the rest. There's the body you can weigh, sure. The one made of the same stuff as rocks, same chemistry, carbon and water and minerals. A body of a kind doctors and biologists know. Nothing strange. But, Steiner says, what about life? Think about the moment a person dies. Every atom of them is still right where it was a moment before. Nothing is missing. The chemistry is intact. The structure of the cells, the organs, the bones, all still there. Nothing is left. And yet, something is gone. That something, whatever it is, that holds the chemistry alive against the constant pull back toward plain dirt and water. That is Steiner's second body. He called it the etheric body, the life body. Don't get caught on the word. He just meant the part of you that is the difference between a body and a corpse, with all the same atoms in both. A plant has this much. A rock doesn't. Now go up another floor. A plant has the first 2. But a plant doesn't want anything. A plant doesn't feel. An animal does. An animal is afraid. An animal is hungry. An animal dreams. There is something it is like to be an animal. In a way, there is nothing it is like to be a rock or a plant. That inner felt thing, the wanting, the fearing, the dreaming. That's body number 3. The third floor. Steiner called it the astral body, the feeling body, the wanting body. Okay, 3 so far. Body, life, feeling. And then one more. The 4th. This one only humans have. It's the part that can stand back and look at the other 3. You feel afraid. The 3rd body is afraid. But there is something in you that can notice the fear, that can say, I am afraid right now, that can decide what to do about it, that can decide slowly, over years, to become less afraid. That noticing, deciding part is what Steiner called the I. Not your personality. Your personality is more like a costume the I wears, made of habits the I has picked up. The I is barer than that. It is the simple fact that you can say the word I and mean yourself. Strange picture, 4 bodies. Stay with me, because here is where it lands. Steiner said 3 of those 4 bodies are unfinished, not broken by something that went wrong, not damaged in some past life, not even worn down by use, unfinished by design, because the 4th body, the you part, needs something to work on, needs raw material. If your physical body arrived perfect, you'd never have to take care of it. If your life body ran on its own forever, you'd never have to rest or eat or breathe. If your feeling body wanted only good things and feared only true dangers, you'd never have to grow up. And if you never had to do any of that, there would be no you at all, because the you that grows by doing it would never get to exist. The unfinished parts of you aren't damage. They're the workspace. This is the part most people get wrong about Steiner. They hear the body is unfinished, and they think it's a complaint or a sales pitch. Pay me and I'll fix you. That's not what he meant at all. He meant the unfinished part is the gift. Without it, there's no one to give the gift to. Stop and look at what just happened. A Jewish rabbi in a hill town in 1570. An Austrian thinker on a European stage in 1910. Different centuries, different countries, different traditions. They never met. They never read each other. And they arrived at the same wild idea. Now, I have to be honest with you. They are not saying the exact same thing. Luria's brokenness is a single cosmic event, way back at the start of everything. Steiner's is an ongoing condition of being a human, happening inside you right now. One is a story about the universe. The other is a story about you. But underneath the difference, they share one refusal. Both of them throw out the story most religions are built on. The one where things were perfect once, and now they're broken, and the whole point is to get back to how things were. Luria says no. There never was an unbroken world. The breaking came first. Steiner says no. There never was a finished human. The unfinished part is the whole point. And in both pictures, take the damage out, and there's nothing left for anything to do. Take the broken glasses out of Luria's story, and there are no pieces of light for a human to gather. The job is gone. The reason a person is here is gone with it. Take the unfinished part out of Steiner's, and there is no you to grow. The thing in you that watches and decides has nothing to watch and nothing to decide. The damage is load-bearing. Pull it out, and the whole building falls down. Now you might be thinking, okay, this is two old books saying a strange thing. So what? Stay with me. Because here is where it actually starts to bite. Here's why I think this matters. Even if you don't buy either one of their pictures of reality, most of us walk around with a quiet little story in the back of our heads. It runs underneath everything. The story is this. There was a time when things were good, and now things are broken, and we're trying to get back to good. A garden, a childhood, a relationship the way it used to be in the first 6 months, the version of yourself before whatever the bad year was, the body you had before you got sick, the marriage before the fight that never quite healed. Pick yours. Most of us have one. And we treat the whole rest of our lives like a long, slow project of trying to return. Luria and Steiner are saying, no, you were never headed back. You were never supposed to be headed back. The thing you're trying to reach is in front of you, not behind you. And it is bigger than the unbroken thing you think you lost. It only became possible because of what got broken. The relationship, the way it used to be at 6 months, wasn't actually wholeness. It was innocence. There's a difference. Wholeness comes after the fight, not before it. Wholeness is what you build out of the broken pieces with another person who is also broken and also willing to stay. The version of yourself before the bad year wasn't actually you. It was a version that hadn't yet had to find out what it was made of. The you that's reading this right now, the one who knows what the bad year felt like, that's the deeper one. The unbroken one was a sketch. The garden you can't get back to didn't exist the way you remember it anyway. Memory is doing most of the work. The thing in front of you that you can actually build will be smaller and stranger and more real than the garden ever was. Two strange thinkers, 3.5 centuries apart, looking at completely different problems, found the same exit out of the same trap. Stop trying to get back. There is no back. Build forward with what broke. That's the whole thing. If this is your kind of thing, old strange ideas, the parts of human history that got hidden or forgotten or kept just for the few, there's a whole channel of it here. Hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.